No, we did, the Ford family did approve a grant for us for our strategic plan at $4,900. So that means we'll have to come up with about $1,300. And I think when we get to 6.6, I'm sure some folks will mention on where we can pay for that, so, anyway.
Yes, you're right.
And so, that is a good thing, is that we did get the grant, and we will be able to, do our strategic plan. And I think it's gonna be a good thing. And as the mayor said, the WAC will be part of that.
All of our infrastructure is considered in the strategic plan.
Correct.
All righty, is there a motion on the floor?
No.
Okay. We just talking?
I'll move that the mayor sign the proposed agreement and lease with the Seventh-day Fellowship Group.
For a second?
There is.
All right. Motion by Councilor Coy, second by Councilor Fortune to sign the agreement with Seventh-day Fellowship Group. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, let's call for the vote.
Councilor Baszler. Councilor Slavin. Councilor Biggerstaff.
Aye.
Councilor Clark.
Aye.
Councilor Cody.
Aye.
Councilor Fortune.
Aye.
Mayor Shorey.
Aye. Carries. Now we come up to 6.6, one addition back to the TRT, which in the state statutes is called a TLT. I guess this is something that the Lane County wanted to make a departure on. It really doesn't matter because it's a lot simpler to say TRT than it is to say TLT. I found that out of the last board meeting. Get all tongue-tied. So, we will talk about that now. I guess I can launch into that. The board, the chamber board, met Tuesday. A large part of the discussion was on the TLT, or TRT, and how we are going to deal with that as a city. And in talking about this, and I'm going to throw a proposal out here for the board's consideration. In talking to this, the biggest issue was the money going into the chamber without accountability. And the city council and myself felt that there should be accountability. But we're coming in late in the year, late into their budget period, when they've already been using this money for the past number of years, and I have unfortunately been able to find the agreement that was in place to even say they could have the money, so we're still looking for that. My proposal is that we continue to fund them at $10,000 this year, subject to the following conditions: that they will submit a accountability report every 3 months, a budget for the year, and a profit and loss rate report.
What?
Profit and loss. Audit. Well, it's not an audit, it's how much you get, take in that revenue and expenditure report, we'll call it that. And I think that hit the highlights. Was there anything else, Mr. City Administrator?
No, Your Honor. I believe since this discussion has began, it's been the accountability, a process, and I believe that accomplishes that. And also the next step is the Community Services Committee and some other committees combined are going to be working on a long-term process and policy for this money. So I think that's where we're at this point.
Along with that, we still have the funding requests that come in from people for various things like Fort Waldo and Bat Tire and all those things. And the chamber's indicated they don't want to do that anymore for numerous reasons, but they will assist us, particularly this year, because we're fumbling and stumbling. My proposal on that is to appoint a committee consisting of 7 people and we will call that the TRT Advisory Committee. These people will consist of the mayor, chairman of the city, the finance, or the administration committee, chairman of the community services committee, city administrator, citizen at large, a member of the chamber, how many is that? 7 anyway. And a hotel representative to sort through these various requests for funds. Along with that,
Is that RTP,
RTMP.
RTMP fund?
Yes. The TRT, actually, they're, depending on what kind of an agreement we come up with, that can be addressed at the time we come up with that agreement, which tells the chamber what our expectations are for the use of that money. And my goal is, and I hope it's the council's goal, is to move closer to cooperation with the city Chamber of Commerce, but at the same time have a lot more formal processes in place so that things can be tracked, how the money's used, how much money to give out. We have some proposals from other cities, one of which we really like, and we think that there's an agreement that is actually entered into with the Chamber of Commerce. It's almost in a resolution format, but it's not a resolution. And in effect, the chamber would give us kind of what they plan on spending the money for at the same time, at the beginning of the year. So we spend, we're gonna spend X amount of dollars on brochures, and X amount on this, and X amount on that. So that the council has a little better idea of what the money is planned to be spent for. And then tracking it every 3 months or so. We'll see if we're on track, and if not, we can always meet. We're on the board anyway. I mean, we're council representative on the board, so it should make it easier. I don't know, that's my proposal. Anybody got any comments? Yes, sir.
Quick question, you two young ladies that was that talking about the bikes earlier. What have you heard about an industrial park? What do you think of our industrial park?
Heard about your industrial park. I've toured your industrial park. I know that there were some plans maybe to do some, it seems like last time I was here in this chamber, you were talking about it was some kind of cyclo track or you had something that you were talking about inserting into that park and you were waiting for some grant funding. Does that sound familiar?
There was a,
No, that's probably a good idea.
there was a proposal to put in one of those tracks out there a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
It never happened.
Well, see, here's the rub with me. And you know, they've done a great job of promoting bicycling, and they have it, and you know, our town has benefited from it, there's no doubt about it, and this and that. I don't know, is there's a whole lot of kids that are graduating high school looking for a job, that are gonna benefit from that? I don't know, is there's a whole lot of tax base from an industrial park that's benefited from that? And I just think that, the Chamber of Commerce needs to represent the city of Oakridge. And like I said, they've done a great job with bicycling. I'm not saying they haven't. And I'm not saying they shouldn't get money for promoting bicycling in Oakridge. I'm just saying that they should do more than that. I mean, there is more to Oakridge. We are trying to get some businesses here so that people have jobs. And I don't understand what the Chamber of Commerce is for. I think they've kind of gotten focused on one area, and I don't think we need to pay them a whole lot of money to get bicycling here, because they're gonna get bicycling here either way. And they're into bicycling. I just think we need to get spread out a little bit more and start seeing less focus on bicycling, more focus on businesses in Oakridge from the Chamber of Commerce. I mean, that's what the Chamber of Commerce is.
Well,
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
transit route taxes is to promote tourism. It's not to bring jobs in, but if you generate enough tourism, you generate jobs in your city and service industry or whatever. the proposals that I've seen with between the cities and other chambers of commerce is that I guess basically I like, and I think that the part of the whole question that came up here really was accountability and how are you spending your money? Are we giving the chamber $10,000 to pay for an executive director, or, and somehow that relates to promoting tourism in the city? Or are we gonna request that the chamber provide us with quarterly statements and budgets prior to coming and asking for money to show just exactly how we're gonna spend this money and how it relates to tourism?
Well, also, you know, if you look at like the Florence, what Florence sent us, that money's spent on the Rhododendron Festival, that money's spent on a lot of things that we don't fund, that we don't fund the tree planting festival, do we?
Yes, but
The city does?
that's
one of the
funded
projects.
through the RMTP taxes. That's not through the TRT.
TRT is used for a little different process, like if you look in the statutes, it can be used for strategic planning, it can be used for visitor centers, it can be used for a number of things, and we've never done that, and that's probably because of the fact that we didn't dig into it as well as we could have and figure out what TRT was for. But those things that, and imagine the strategic planning is because part of your economic base and part of your economic well-being is tourists, and tourism is what we see, that's our main function now. We're trying to take that.
I understand all that, but I also understand that we've been giving $10,000 to the Chamber of Commerce, and that basically been going to salary. And that has promoted any tourism, in my opinion.
Unless,
Go ahead.
I think it has completely. If you look at what has taken place with the grant writings that have been taking place and the marketing that has taken place over, and that's what these ladies have been talking about, and all the literature we've been receiving from these different groups, whether it's Travel Lane or Travel Oregon or these other chambers, they're all saying the same thing, and that is that a lot has been gone in to market Oakridge as a tourism destination. And that money is slighted for, as Mr. Fortune says, for tourism. It's not for economic development in the industrial park. It can't be used for that.
Read what we got from Florence and from the other.
Well, I have been.
Well,
It's not specific to that. It's specific to generating tourism
It's
dollars.
pretty general as to what it can be used for. We are the ones
Okay.
that are focusing here.
Let's keep it all one at a time.
I think that we're dealing with two different issues here. The issue before the council is how we're going to spend the TRT money. And what we have gotten so far has been a few citizens that are concerned about the way the Chamber of Commerce is run, which is not our issue, and a lot of information from outside forces about all the Chamber of Commerce has done for tourism promotion. So our decision is, do we give them $10,000 for this year, which they've already been sort of banking on, to continue their work as our tourism promotion arm with the changes that Mayor Shorey suggested with the accountability report every 3 months, the budget every year, the revenue and expenditure report. So we're already taking that step to find out how this money is being spent. And from the information I've gathered, we have gotten a great deal of tourism promotion out of that $10,000 per year. Are there problems with the Chamber of Commerce? It could be. Do we have a role in fixing that? No, we don't. We can't.
So, Mr. Mayor, do you need a motion?
Well, I threw it out as a discussion item,
Normally, that was what would be
Yeah.
required.
Yes.
but it wasn't on here to have action this evening. I thought we'd discuss it this evening and let you mull it over. Remember, it is in the community services, and I'm also gonna bring the administrative committee in, because I think it kind of overlaps in both of them. And, but it's up to the council if they want to take action or not. The community service people are still doing their work, they're still plowing through stuff, and haven't come back yet with, I don't think yet.
We're meeting tomorrow morning.
So they don't have a recommendation at this point.
So this isn't something that's time critical?
Well, it's time critical to the council, to the chamber, but whether or not 2 weeks is gonna be time critical or not, I don't know. You'd have to ask the chamber that, I guess.
Okay.
Is it time sensitive?
It is.
Is 2 weeks too long?
We can, 2 weeks would be okay. I mean, we'd like to hear sooner, but, you know, we're,
So the answer is, Counselor, is if you wish, if you did want to make a motion, yes, you are able to, if you
Sure.
wish.
Well, Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion. We've discussed and regussed and did this over and over again. I think we've all read about it and everything. So I would like to make a motion that we give the chamber the $10,000 this year with the agreement that we get all these financial reports so we know where it's going and what's being done with it.
For a second?
Yes.
Moved by Counselor Clark, second by Counselor Fortune, that we give the chamber $10,000 this year, with the understanding that they have to provide the,
However, I would like to make a friendly amendment to that in the process that there be a contract generated that's
Yes.
signed by both the chamber and the city council as to what these conditions are.
Yes, that's very friendly. I agree with that.
all right, and I'm glad you brought that up, because we actually have a sample of one of those, and I think we can probably use it if we plagiarize it from somebody else. We're not about stealing things. So,
We're not?
somebody might
We're
get
gonna share.
Sure.
All right, so you've heard the motion and the friendly amendment. Is there a second again to the friendly amendment?
I'll second the motion.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, let's vote.
Counselor Bickerstaff,
Aye.
Counselor Clark,
Aye.
Counselor Slavin,
Nay.
Counselor Coe,
Aye.
Counselor Fortune,
Aye.
Mayor Shorey,
Aye.
Counselor Baszler,
Motion carries.
I did want to say one quick thing for the chamber. I'm not a member, but I went last.
Wait. Sandy has a comment, please.
Sandy?
hey, my
Just
comment
wanna say
is, the way we're viewing it, the chamber this year is much like you guys. It's a new era. We can't get by with the things, the lackness of reports and everything. And we do want to identify other things for tourism than mountain biking. So I volunteered to be on the committee, and I very much look forward to it. And I think it's kind of exciting for us to go forward and do something new. And we're open to, you know, the community. Come to our general meetings. You know, if you don't know what our meetings are, come and ask us. And you know, we'll acknowledge what we're doing. If we've done something wrong, we apologize for that. But it was not out of intent. It was, oops, well, we can't do that anymore. And I look forward to the new way the chamber will be run. And I thank you for the vote tonight.
And I second that. I was at the meeting and actually got a lot of talk.
Who are you,
about
sir?
the park.
Can you
They were,
identify?
most of the talk was about
Matt,
the
the Ultimus.
But-
Look at
oh,
that
I'm sorry.
chin.
Huh?
Look at that
Ultimus.
chin, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is wrong.
Sorry.
I recognize you now.
Yeah, I went to the meeting with this last month, and they did, most of the talk was about the industrial park. They seemed like they're pretty active on ideas and moving, you know, it seemed like they were doing their job. And I think that, you know, if they can generate enough money to have a paid position, that's fine. And I guess it's not really your place, but maybe it is to make sure that TRT funds are towards their projects and stuff, and if they can generate money, because they have a lot of members, and that's, you know, up to them. So I think both parties are doing a great job.
Thank you. All righty, still go past that one. 7.1, community service report from city engineer. John, you wanna come in and make yourself known?
Yes, I'd like to come in.
After the city engineer gets done talking, I'm asking to let
Thank
him
you.
talk for you.
Well, we've got a team that needs to say something, and Ed Hodges, the city engineer, and Larry Phipps, the chairman of the OEDAC committee. And we'd like to give you a report. Hello, Ed.
Hi, John.
You want me to go first, John?
Yeah, why don't you, introduce this, problem, and then, I'll hold forth, and Ed, is gonna talk the technical language that we need.